Have you ever wondered what a 100-year-old abandoned railway looks like? Well, in this video, I will be exploring the historical remains of the North East Dundas Tramway in Western Tasmania. I will explain the history of the tramway, its traffic, and why it closed. I will also explain what it is like now, and as a bonus, I will explore some long-forgotten mine ruins that I believe have not been visited in years. Join me as I explore the North East Dundas Tramway. Now, after a pretty long journey, I begin at the Williamsford Trailhead and former terminus of the North East Dundas Tramway.
Hi, I'm here at what used to be Williamsford Station. I will have some stuff up on screen at the moment, but Williamsford Station was the terminus of the North East Dundas Tramway. This was about 20 miles into the tramway. I can't convert that to kilometres, but about 20 miles in. It was one of the largest stations on the line. It had platform, stations, sidings, ore bins, and a bunch of other facilities for the mining that went on here.
I'm awfully sorry about that audio quality. Here's some stuff about Williams which I didn't know right then. Williamsford was the terminus of the North East Dundas Tramway, and also of an aerial cableway that I'll explain later, and several other small tramways. It had a decent population until the 1980s, when almost everyone left after the Hercules mine shut down. Nowadays there is one private residence at Williamsford, a few old mine relics, and that's about it. There are some plans to create a collection of conifers described by Wikipedia as the best in the world. Now, moving on, before we leave Williamsford, past me, something to say. Well, a lot of things to say.
Trailhead for the Montezuma Falls Walk, which is now along the formation of the North East Dundas Tramway. This path goes for 5 kilometres one way, 3 hours return to Montezuma Falls. We'll pass through the remains of the Ringville, Conliffe and Montezuma sidings. Until the 1980s, Williamsford still housed a sizable population who worked at the mines. Now, Williamsford has about one person that lives here, because I saw one house on the way here.
Leaving Williamsford on a return run to Zeehan, the tramway would pass over a few bridges, now mostly gone, before arriving at the mostly obsolete Conliffe siding. There is absolutely no information about Conliffe siding online. It was only marked by a small wooden bench. It was a minor siding, otherwise I know nothing. Which is what I said when I was writing this script. During editing, I found this tiny reference on an ancient map proving the location I predicted was right and it did exist.
Okay, so we're here on the track, and we may have just discovered some of the remains of the old line. There's this small amount of plank here on the track, on the bridge. Interesting, you can see the Ring River all the way down there.
Continuing towards Ringville, I had a few things to talk and see about.
That's a bit of history. And we have just found some old railway sleepers here. We have just found the old railway bridge across there. As you can see, there are no more tracks there. It means the line's most likely been pulled up before when they were making the path. This is about as wet as like the one at Tunnel. But wonder where the middle planks went. Okay, so we're here somewhere on the tramway. I reckon we're fairly close to Ringville at the moment. Not sure. And there's really nice waterfalls on the track. So amazing track quality we have here. Really thought this was rail. It's not. It's just wood. There's quite a few tracks out here at the moment. You can see a lot of remains here. And I believe we have arrived in Ringville. So there was a planned town here that never eventuated. Here's a few little bits, signs and stuff. Yeah. Okay, we have arrived at the Ringville siding, and we've discovered what we believe these seats signify the stations or sidings. Because look, there's even a little. I think that's a rail on the bottom.
Ringville was a planned town on the North East Dundas Tramway named after the Ring River. It would have been situated on the banks of the Ring River at the confluence of itself and Montezuma Creek. There was also very little online about Ringville, but I did find that there were plans for a decently sized town here, as illustrated by this map. There is a very good video about Ringville by Rob Parsons. If you want to know more about this random ghost town that never existed, then watch that.
I don't know if you can hear me here, but we're at a waterfall, not Montezuma Falls. Very nice though. Okay, so I'm going into this dark tunnel. Don't really want to because I'm not sure if I fit very well, but I guess I am. Oh, it doesn't smell nice in here. It does not smell nice in here. Really does not smell nice in here. I don't think you can see anything, but yeah, I'm at the end. It's very dark. I'm getting out of here. Not fun. Very wet.
After those shenanigans in the mine shaft, I finally got to Montezuma Falls, the end of the walk for me today.
Okay, so I'm about to see the actual waterfall for the first time. Time to see how nice this looks. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go up the bridge, being careful, and I've not seen the waterfall yet, so oh, it's wobbly. I don't like it. I don't like this bridge very much. I do not like this bridge very much at all. Wow, that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Okay, I'm going back now. We can get closer to it. And we are here. This is insane. This is the tallest waterfall in Tasmania. I don't even know if you can hear me. It's very loud. It's 104 meters tall. Taller than the tallest building in Tasmania.
Montezuma Station, which is just on the other side of the falls, I didn't bring my camera over the bridge, is one of the largest stations on the line, and many tourists and holiday makers would visit the station to see the waterfall. Beyond it, the tramway continues towards Zeehan as a four-wheel drive track and later a rail trail. Montezuma was the original terminus of the line for about 6 months before the railway opened to Williamsford. The station itself is where the four-wheel drive car park is now.
I think we found an old sign. Welcome to Tasmania. We have everything you could ever want. Rain, 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 and more rain. Did I say rain yet? Okay, so the rain has stopped for a bit, and I'm at Conliffe Siding, or what was Conliffe Siding. So I'm going to talk to the camera for a bit here. So over here is the old bridge. So the siding was just before the crossing. Now they have a new bridge. You can clearly see where the old one was there. There you go.
Now, the history of the line. The line was first proposed in 1895 as Parliament approved it. Construction began on the 17th of January 1896, and although issues were encountered, the line opened from Rainer Junction to Montezuma on the 24th of January 1898 and to Deeplead, later Williamsford, on the 18th of June. Overall, the line locomotives cost £55,948 at the time, or approximately £6 million nowadays. It was built to service the Ring River and Mount Read mines. An extension to Rosebery was considered, but ultimately rejected. A far more severe plan was proposed to extend the tramway to either Sheffield, Penguin or Mole Creek. This would have resulted in the world's longest tramway. Those are about 100 kilometres away for non-Tasmanians. This was supported by Tasmanian Government Railways manager Fred Back. The line that was built ran with around 20 stations and sidings from the Dundas Tramway at Zeehan Racecourse, later Rainer Junction, to Deeplead, later Williamsford. It was extended to Silver Bell in 1901, after which it was all downhill. In 1913, a mineral slump hit the west coast, services were cut severely. In the 1920s, the Mount Read mines did recover, but the mines, mainly operated by the TME, Tasmanian Metals Extraction Company, which had been bought by Easy Industries, built an aerial cableway from Williamsford to Rosebery, thus eliminating the last traffic on the line. Here I will pause as you can watch me exploring the remains of the cableway and some mine remnants. Finally, after this huge blow, the tramway was closed from Williamsford to Nickel Junction in 1929, and the rest, including the minor branch to Griffith, was closed permanently in 1932. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time on Tasmanian.